loading a Cat 336 FL, I think. A bit of a weird machine, doesn't have a dipper or arm, doesn't have a bucket. Stay put. Yeah, somebody's coming. Because I looked inside, that thing has a bunch of extra controls, you know, and because it's a specialized machine. I think it does something with basically digging and drilling, but not like a regular excavator, but more like when they, you know, dig a tunnel or something, you know. So I talked to a forklift guy. I said, because somebody told me that he would be loading, and I asked this guy, I said, can you load it? And he, what? Because his forklift is so loud, right? And I said, can you load the Cat? And he says, okay, I'll get somebody for you. And I said, because that thing doesn't have a dipper or arm, you know, I'm learning new terms every day here. Of course, I knew dipper, right? It's like the one in the sky, but all kinds of terms, you know, every state, every company use different terms. But this guy here says, as I say, what do you call the boom? He says the top part. And he says, the part that connects the boom to the bucket, I call it the dipper. And I said, okay, what's the arm? I'm not sure. Depends, you know, who you talk to. So even construction guys cannot agree on what term to use for what. Like, I'm a trucker, right? So, but, you know, you go by what they use. And usually, and sometimes, you know, funny thing happens, you go to another place and you use the term from the previous place, and then guy looks at you like you're speaking French, you know, like, what? Dipper? What the heck is a dipper? Alright, so the first part is done. So see, they just gave me a... The guy says, that's all I have. Said, you're like a drill rig company, you don't have a better timber? No, this should work. Okay, sir, thank you very much. Yeah, but of course that one, you know, just one-time use. After this you have to throw it away. But what made things easy actually, that this thing tilts, you know, this part can tilt, and so he was able to make it flat like this, you know. And this is perfect. So I'm a bit concerned about the height. It's like a weird, you know, huge boom, right? But with no dipper. So now I just gotta throw a few chains on. And he hit the trailer pretty hard. I said, careful, you're gonna break my, you know, those bolts again. See, that one was broken, right? You see that new one over there? This is black, that one is gray, right? There's no air in the suspension. I drain all the air. Anyway, so there I said, what about washing? You guys can wash it. He said, yeah, there's a hydrant over there, that red thing. So I gotta hook up to it, so put chains on it and then go there. They're gonna wash it, and then step number 2, he says, right behind us, like behind these trees, there's a huge quarry. It's called Lynch Quarry, behind the trees. But to get there, he says, you have to go out of the yard and go like half a mile, and he says it'll be a Lynch Drive, and you turn there, and that Lynch Drive is the entrance for the Lynch Quarry, and they have a scale. So because these guys, like, you know, this thing doesn't have counterweights, but the boom is massive. Like, look at these cables, right? There's so much more hydraulics here. And so I said, what do you think? Is this the same weight as a regular 336? Because it doesn't have counterweights. He says, well, maybe a bit more because it has all this hydraulics. All right, boys and girls, it's 12 o'clock, I think, almost. And I'm finally ready to leave Rhode Island. So they washed the machine with a fire hose. Like, they have a real fire hydrant in there. I don't know how they got it, but like the power, it's like a water cannon. So they washed it. There's a scale basically in the next yard, so I was able to go there, but the guy gave me like a very funny looking ticket. No axle weight, just says 62.97 tons. And I'm like, holy mackerel, is that metric tons, or what kind of tons are you using here? What are you smoking, you know? And the guy says, no, that's... I said, imperial. He says, yeah, imperial. See, that's why you have to be very careful in US and Canada when you're talking about tons, and that's why actually, for me, if I say the word ton, to me a ton is a tonna in Russian. Tonna, it's a 1000 kgs, which is 2200 kilograms. So I really hate to use the word ton, because it's, to me, it's misleading, you know. Like, I understand people here, like, you see, like this guy, for him a ton, it's, hey, okay, we load 50 ton on a dump truck. So to him, like, a ton, it's okay, it's 2,000 pounds. But for me, it's a bit scary, because that's a huge difference. Because if it was metric, then 63 tons, it's like 140,000 pounds. If it's imperial, which it is, and I double check with the guy, it's only 126, so that's a difference of 14,000 pounds. And that can mean go or no go through a particular state. In particular, we ran into a problem in Massachusetts, because I came here through, of course, New York. So I'm near Providence right now. I came through, basically I just went on all the tollway, you know, all the way from Buffalo through Albany, and then Massachusetts, and then down here towards Providence. So New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. And when we tried to do the same route back, loaded, Massachusetts said engineering review is required. Basically they said must hire an engineering firm to do structural review. And like, they didn't say which structures, which bridges, which highways, but basically because we were asking for 140,000 pounds, right? And I said, well, First of all, it can be a lot of money. Some people say it can be anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000, you know. And I'm not getting paid anywhere near that, so there's no way I'm doing that. And so I told the permit service company, I said, okay, let's try, because there's only two ways out of here. Either go north through Massachusetts towards, you know, New York and Massachusetts Tollway, and then go west, or go south on towards 95 and then go through Connecticut, right? And I said, let's and actually no permits were issued yet, so like that Mass DOT just said we need an engineering review, but they didn't issue the permit, so they didn't charge us any money, right, which is good. And so I told the permit service company, I said, okay, let me work on a different route. And I spent half an hour on the computer. I just basically picked a, you know, route based on Google Maps. No idea if that's a truck route or not, because I know usually they correct it, right? You just send them something and then they will send you on the proper routing, except New York. New York will just deny your permit if you don't know your truck route. But that's where the permit company comes in. You know, they know all the truck routes, so they will correct it, right? And so I just received Rhode Island, $24 for the permit, Connecticut, $35, New York State, what was New York State here? New York State, $40. But I need another permit, which is the tollway. And the permit lady called me and she says, well, if you want to use 140,000 gross, the toll permit will cost $650. And I said, no, like, this machine does not feel that heavy, you know. I really think this is the actual weight, you know, my gross weight. And so my empty weight is 60, so 126 minus 60, so that's 66, because it has no counterweights, right? It has no dipper, it has no bucket, right? So just again, there's a restaurant over there, and there's a crossing. It says stop for pedestrians, because there's people always park cars here and they go towards the restaurant. And so yeah, so I tell them, no, don't order the toll throughway with 140, because I wanted to amend or change these ones, but she says they already were issued, you know, Rhode Island, Connecticut. So if they were issued and the rate is so low, actually I feel much better, because now I'm covered all the way to 140, so as if this machine weighs 80, which I'm pretty sure it doesn't, right? And so we good. So the only issue now, I just started the route, I wrote down everything. Hold on, where did I write it down? And I already, this is my third t-shirt. It's so hot in here. I already, 2 t-shirts were all wet. Let me just turn off my internet, because I was just studying the route, you know. Alright, we good. And so the only issue I see right now, basically my delivery, they don't want me there before Saturday, which I'm pretty happy with, because today is Wednesday, right? It's only about 600 miles. So I gotta take it slow. But the issue is, I noticed on the Rhode Island permit, it says there's an interesting condition here. And I think this is my first time in Rhode Island, especially with the oversized load, but it says here, okay, travel should occur during daylight hours only, that's fine. No travel on holidays, signs and flags, yeah. And then here's something interesting, something unusual. No travel during commute hours, 7 to 9 a.m. and 3 to 7 p.m. and then next to it they wrote yes, meaning that I am restricted. 0 escort vehicles required. Driver to be as far left as practical and traveling at 45 miles per hour on Route 295 through the Route 6 interchanges. Driver to be as far left as practical and traveling at 45 miles per hour on Route 295 from mile marker 1.8 to mile marker 1.4. But again, these guys assume that I'm 140,000 pounds, so but anyway. And last thing I wanted to show you, this is the turn. You know, this actual Haywood Baker, the address is on according to the address is the next street. It's called Whipple. Like this is Route 122, right? And then the next street going this way is Whipple, and that's like the entrance to this yard for cars, and that's where I was going. And then I started going slow because my GPS was saying, you know, turn left in 200 meters, and I saw this sign. You see over there, it says all trucks, Haywood Baker, all trucks. And you know, I had all my 4 axles, right? Well, 2 were lifted, but you have a pole in there, you have a fire hydrant in here, you have this big ugly tree in here. So I had to go like all the way all the way to the right, almost went inside that parking lot, right? Then I started turning left, and look at the traffic. It's only 1 lane in each direction, and there's 1 light in there, so that's a chance to stop. But check this out, the traffic is moving non-stop, so it's very hard to, I don't know, these guys are right, you know, in the middle of this town. What is it called? Cumberland, yeah. And look at this. Okay, they stop now because there's, oh, the light is red. But check this out, so I need both lanes, and I know for a fact I have to go back and park my truck as far to the left as possible, okay, and just put my tire on the grass and go like this. And then I need both lanes, and then the left tire will go on the sidewalk over there. I have to go on the sidewalk and keep my fender as close to that white car as possible, and I have to lift my rear axle, otherwise I'm not gonna make this corner. Well, I'll make it, but that pole is not gonna survive. Alright, let's check the load, because I was moving inside the yard, so it could have shifted a little bit. And then we're gonna start, we're gonna lift the rear axle. Well, I cannot lift it, but at least I can take the pressure off it, so that the rig will make this corner. And the goal for today, since I'm not in a rush, right? I have to be in Canada only on Saturday, so I just want to get out of Rhode Island. So that if I don't, then I'll be stuck tomorrow from 7 to 9, which again is not such a bad idea, since I'm not in a rush, but I just don't like sitting there. You know, I want to get out of here before the lunchtime. And so yeah, like basically I have 8 chains, so 2 on the frame, cross like that, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, 2 in the front, and then 1 in each corner on the track. And as always, these would be useless if you put them somewhere in there, but when you put them on top of the wheel, it's nice. I like it. It cannot go anywhere, especially if it's really 66,000 pounds and I have 8 chains. All right, so I want to show you guys how I'm getting to the, because we're gonna take 122 and then 116 west and then 146 north to 295. So I want to show you that. But I know it'll be very hard to watch. When I'm at this intersection, I'll be turning my head left and right. It's gonna be a bit uncomfortable, so we're gonna probably turn the camera off and turn it on when I'm on that sidewalk. But for now, let's just set up towards the left, because there's no way I can make the corner from this angle. But again, look at the traffic. I don't know how I'm gonna turn. And then of course I have to stop and I have to run towards the back to put the air back in the suspension. The axle is back on. Basically I got lucky. There was a dump truck, as we say in Russian, дай тебе Бог здоровья. God bring you health. The guy stopped at that light. He saw me and he stopped and he blocked traffic, and then I slowly crawled out. And there was only one car, you know, like far away, so it also stopped, and I was like, it helped that I did all this planning, right? So I knew where to go, and I did have to go on the sidewalk, otherwise there was no way. And then as I finished the turn, an ambulance came screaming from that direction and we blocking both lanes. There's nowhere for me to go, so the ambulance, see, something is happening, like a fire or something. somewhere. Alright, and now I gotta turn. See, there was an ambulance, now there was a fire guy. But this is gonna be the most, couple of turns are gonna be pretty difficult over here. I have to turn. I cannot go like that because Google Maps says take this road straight to 295, and I cannot do that. I know that turn was very bad. So instead we're going west on 116. Alright, where is it? Somewhere here. Let's see, 116 south. Alright, so all those guys are in the left lane. Okay. So I hope it's not very sharp. But there's lots of room here. We can go like this. Oh, beautiful. Can we go? Too late. And also that moron went into the let's see if we can make it. Yeah, we made it. See, thank you. Another car guy flashed his headlights. Yeah, for some reason they wanted me on this bridge because there's a river here somewhere. Yeah, you see there's a river, and they wanted me to cross over there, but now Google Maps found it. Alright, so this, at least now we have 4 lanes, right? Things are looking up. Or as they say in Russia, будет и на нашей улице праздник. I'm not sure if that's the correct time to use that saying, but yeah, so we keep going till we hit I-46, I think. Wow, it's a pretty steep hill. I hope my excavator does not roll back, because you know when the trailer is like this. No, that's not possible with 8 chains. 8 on the machine. It's not going anywhere. Alright, 126. No, we don't need that one. Yeah, 116 west, 146. Okay. So there'll be like a little dip to the right. And my thermometer in metric says 33 plus 33C, which is getting close to 100. If not it's already 100F. That's why I got my AC set up on 68F, and also I switched on the AC in the sleeper. Very nice. at this. Crazy people. Naked chick running along a highway with people driving combustion engine vehicles. So she's breathing all this smoke and smog, and it's 100 degrees F. But nice legs, what can I say? Alright, where's our green? Buddy, have you seen the green light anywhere here? Oh, here we go. But this machine is definitely different from 336 excavator, because that one is 11.3 wide, 11 feet 3 inches. This one is 11.1, so it has different tracks. Here, 400 meters, that's that highway over there. That's 146, I think. Oh yeah, and I see the sign says 146 to 295, go here. So I just hope that ramp is not too bad, because some of these ramps here in New England, you know, they're not designed for 80-foot long trucks. Yeah, we're gonna go. Gonna go wide, you know, just in case, right? Just stay to the left. Let's see, how bad is it? Not too bad. But I see the railing was damaged over there. Somebody went too sharp. Yeah, I'm supposed to yield the road in here. Okay, now here we just keep the right tire in the trees and watch the rear left tire. Beautiful. Again, as we say in Russia, cheeky. Not sure what that means, but usually we say it when things are going well. $13.10 ahead. I check my height, I'm 13.5. Alright, now we're gonna switch right pretty much immediately on 295 south. You see, so this is north. Yeah, I don't need this one. And that's south. So now I'm on 295, and then I just keep going south, pretty much around Providence, and then I jump on I-95 going west towards Connecticut. And like I said, that's the goal for today, get out of Rhode Island. And my destination is TA in Southington, Connecticut, with paid parking. You gotta pay for any parking over there. So from here it's 30 kilometers, 20 miles to I-95. So let's get out of Rhode Island. I guess this is it, boys and girls. I wanted to show you that those local roads, there's nothing much to see here. So you saw the load, custom CAT 336 designed for drilling. It goes to a job site near Toronto. So we'll post an update later. Thanks for watching. Be cool, stay cool.